Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so you friends see it. Thank you.
Shut up and do your job. Ted Cruz slams Republicans who spend all their time insulting Trump. In a surprising interview, Ted Cruz attacked Republicans who are spending all of their time attacking President Trump. Senator Jeff Flake announced he would not be running for Senate again before launching a nasty speech against Trump. McCain praised him for this speech. "Well, I think it's unfortunate, the nastiness that pervades Washington right now, and the political battles of personality that consume seemingly every minute of the media attention and an awful lot of the time and energy here in this town. My view is simple. I don't care about the political circus, about who's throwing rocks at whom," said Cruz. "We've got a job to do, we have a job to do because we've got a unique opportunity. This doesn't happen very often, Mark, as you know well. A Republican president, Republican heads of every agency, Republican majorities in both the House and Senate. We need to deliver," said Cruz. "I think everybody should stop bickering and engaging in just personal attacks. I think we should focus on doing our job. That's what my focus is," explained Cruz. "It's like you're back in junior high. I really don't care who passed a note to the cute girls in pigtails. We've got a job to do, damn it. And so all of this nonsense, I've got nothing to say on it. Everyone shut up and do your job, is my view," said Cruz. Do you think he's right? Trump stuns crowd with emotional story about his brother's death. If you only watched CNN and the mainstream media, they would have you believe that President Trump was an emotionless, empty-headed, evil guy. But there is much more to him than they want you to know. At a recent press conference, President Trump addressed the opioid epidemic where he also talked about the tragic death of his older brother, who died of alcohol poisoning. "I had a brother Fred, great guy, best looking guy, best personality, much better than mine, but he had a problem. He had a problem with alcohol. And he would tell me, don't drink. Don't drink." He was substantially older and I listened to him and I respected, but he would constantly tell me, don't drink. He'd also add, don't smoke, said Trump. To this day, I've never had a drink. And I have no longing for it. I have no interest in it to this day. I've never had a cigarette, said Trump. I had somebody that guided me and he had a very, very, very tough life because of alcohol, believe me. He was a strong guy but it was a tough thing that he was going through, but I learned because of Fred, said President Trump. In his speech President Trump talked about the importance of educating children not to use drugs. He said that he would create really tough, really big advertising. We have fought and won many battles and wars before and we will again, said President Trump. Senator Jeff Flake is asked if he would rather have Hillary as president, his answer speaks volumes. Senator Jeff Flake made a big scene in Congress when he went on an anti-Trump rant. However, he was completely stunned when asked if he would rather Hillary Clinton be president. "Senator, let me test your newfound freedom for a second. I know you disagree with her on just about every major policy issue facing this country. But in terms of protecting our democracy, protecting respect for the office of the presidency and protecting our image abroad, is it possible in your mind to consider that it would have been better if Hillary Clinton had won this election?" asked NBC's Matt Lauer. "We kind of made a Faustian bargain with this president, that we could excuse the behavior and everything simply because we could get some conservative judges or tax cuts," responded Flake. "Would it have been better if she won the election?" asked Lauer again. "Well, I can tell you, no president, Democrat or Republican in recent memory has exhibited the kind of behavior that this president has. And so I am a Republican, I'm a conservative. I would love to have a Republican president, but not at any cost. I didn't vote for this president last November. I didn't vote for President Clinton either. Secretary Clinton either, said Flake. Second thoughts on that? Asked Lauer. I can tell you, I'm not happy with the direction we're going, said Flake. Wow. New York Times claims Hillary had no idea that she funded the dossier against Trump. The DNC did everything they could to help Hillary in the election, including giving her debate questions beforehand. Hillary clearly coordinated with them the whole time. Now, it has recently come to life that Hillary's campaign and the DNC funded the disproven, baseless, dossier that alleged that Trump went to Russia and hired prostitutes to urinate on him. Officials from the Clinton campaign and the DNC have said they were unaware that Perkins Coie facilitated the research on their behalf, even though the law firm was using their money to pay for it. Even Mrs. Clinton only found about Mr. Steele's research after BuzzFeed published the dossier, according to two associates who discussed the matter with her, wrote the New York Times. They said that she was disappointed that the research, as well as the fact that the FBI was looking into connections between Mr. Trump's associates and Russia, was not made public before Election Day, said the NIT. But word of the memos and their contents had circulated in Washington political and media circles before the election. In British court filings, Mr. Steele's lawyers said that he and Fusion GPS briefed journalists from a range of media outlets, including the New York Times, on his research starting in September of 2016, they wrote. The real question that stems from all of this is, how dumb do they think we are?
Morning Joe yes Melania for creating anti-bullying campaign law sleeps vi Melania Trump and to midless whole to track children the importance of inclusion and making everyone feel like they have a friend. However, MSNBC Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski had a huge problem with this. I encourage you to find a new friend and at lung with a new friend and nova friend. Ask them what they like, what their hobbies are, so nobody becomes sad or stressed, and everybody feels included, said Melania. I think it is important that we show kindness and compassion. I always believe that you need to treat others with respect and kindness and compassion, but also stay true to yourself. Just listen to your heart, but be yourself, said Melania. So what is Joe and Mika's big problem with this? During the election liberals argued that it is unfair to bring up Bill Clinton while talking about Hillary Clinton because he is not running. But according to them, Melania's message is invalid because of her husband. President Trump has insulted adults and defended himself against adults. But US liberals can't tell the difference between bullying a kid and insulting an adult. If you are going to pick anything, that's an interesting thing for Melania to pick considering, well, man, all the insults. Trump's constantly cyberbullying, that's fascinating. You have remembered about it when he said was fat, and little Bob Corker, little Marco. My best household start with patient X, or patient 0. If he sleeps actually with the worst bully in America, said Scarborough.
Hannity goes all out against Senator Flake with a brutal takedown for his speech against Trump. Senator Jeff Flake made headlines when he announced he would not be running for Senate in 2018, and then for delivering an extremely anti-Trump speech. While John McCain acted like Flake was a hero, Sean Hannity explained why Flake is actually a coward. Here's a simple truth, all three of these guys, Corker, Flake and Senator John McCain, are us. They're inept, they're ineffective, They have completely failed to deliver on the promises they made to their constituents and you the American people for years, said Hannity. These guys have accomplished nothing, and others like Ben Sass, too. And you know what? All they're doing here is standing in the way of enacting an agenda to help move the country forward, what the people voted for last November. And they're trying to be martyrs in the process, said Hannity. You guys want to be martyrs? You go right ahead. Here's my answer to all of you tonight: good riddance, happy trails, don't let the door hit you on the way out of town, said Hannity. Fox's Laura Ingraham hit Flake with some brutal criticism as well. There's one thing we should remember, she said. In listening to what we heard today from Jeff Flake, if you didn't hear his voice, this could be a speech that was delivered by Nancy Pelosi. This could have been a speech that was delivered by Chuck Schumer. Almost everything with the press is focusing on it's not that he's that conscious of the conservative movement. It's the tone, the vitriol, the this, the that. He lost, said Ingram. White people are amazing. CNN panel has shocking conversation about all white people. Don Lemon and Mark Lamont Hill devoted an entire segment to making fun of white people who feel that they have been discriminated against. They referenced an NPR poll that concluded that 92% of black people and 55% of white people feel that there is discrimination against their race. A new poll shows that the majority of white Americans believe there's discrimination against their race, said Lemon started to crack up. Hill also made some angry facial expressions. Mark, don't start already. Let me tell about the poll first, started Lemon. White people are amazing. White people are amazing, said Hill angrily, and thus demonstrating that there is clearly some discrimination against white people. We can't get nothing? We can't even get discrimination to ourselves? Said Hill. Look, the problem is oftentimes when you are in a position of privilege and power, when that privilege and power is taken away, even a little bit, what is actually equality feels like oppression to you, it feels like discrimination to you, responded Lemon. White people are not oppressed for being white. White people are not systematically or systemically disenfranchised for being white, said Hill angrily. Why do they feel like they know what everyone is going through? That's the definition of bigoted.